For those who didn't make it out to SLAS 2025, this is the live demo that we showed there, displaying how Sparrow's software can integrate with off-tech instruments like a plate reader. So you can see here in the camera display that we've got a Clario Star from BMG right off the deck of the Hamilton Star robot here in our lab. I'm going to show you today how we're going to set up a protocol in our cloud-based editor to put something in the plate reader to receive it back and then run it for you live. So without further ado, let's jump right in. You can see here that we have two pieces of labware that are going to be involved today, a PCR plate and a reservoir containing liquid. We're going to transfer some water from that reservoir, 100 microliters, to each of the wells in the first 6 columns, and then we're going to move it to the plate reader. I do want to pause and say that I'm skipping over the details of how we do the setup of this protocol. That information is presented in detail in the accelerating assay development video, so if you've got any questions there, please give that a watch. We're now ready to move the PCR plate over to the plate reader. We do that by using our move instruction. We select our labware to move as the PCR plate. We're going to move it to the plate reader. We're going to do that with the iSwap. And then after waiting a little bit for the plate reader to read it, we're going to move it back using the same command, but instead of telling us to move it to the plate reader, we instruct the system to move it back to the original location on deck. So we're ready to run now. We're fully specified and our deck is ready to go. So we're going to send it to our instrument. I'm going to send it to this SF Star, but just as easily I could have sent it to a robot on the other side of San Francisco or the other side of the world. Any Hamilton Star, Starlet, or Microlab Prep that is connected with one of our control boxes will work and be interoperable and interchangeable in our system. The final step before we run is making sure that our deck layout is set up in the correct configuration. I ran through right before and confirmed that it was, but if for whatever reason our carriers happen to be in a slightly different position or our plates happened to be in a slightly different position, that is all able to address. Or if you are in a situation where you want to lock down your deck, we can also use the lock feature to make sure that that will remain unchanged and cannot be editable. Now we're ready to go. We go to our final pre-flight checklist. In this case, I have validated that our tip racks are all full. You can populate this with the appropriate radio buttons and messages to make sure that before a run happens, that your team goes through and make sure all the appropriate things are validated. Now we're going to hit run and begin the protocol. So you can see the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to pick up 300 microliter tips and move them to the tip adapter to do the offset pipetting. You'll recall that when we set up that liquid transfer step, we didn't tell the robot how we wanted that liquid to be transferred, whether we wanted it to do independent channels back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or do the more efficient single pickup with offset pipetting in a single load as we go, as we're doing it here. That's the magic of our compiler. We go into a detailed explanation of how that really plays out and all the ways with which our default software, rather our Sparrow defaults, capture most of the things you'd want to do in the accelerating assay development video. So now you can see we're ready to go with our iSwap. The iSwap's engaged. It's moving over to pick up the PCR plate. It's got it there. It's going to move over and rotate 90 degrees to go from landscape to portrait to put it into the Clario Star plate reader. And now that it's clear, plate reader closes. We'll do its analysis. And then very soon, it'll open back up, ready for us to pick back up. So we're going to be resuming in 10 seconds to pick that up here. And there we go. So now the iSwap's going to go back over, grab the plate. It's got it. Move it back to the original position on deck. And that's it. So now we're going to do the final cleanup steps. Make sure we get all of our tips out of the tip rack, through the tip adapter and back into the tip rack, or if you had chosen to trash the tips, into the trash. And with that done, we're going to home the robot and call it complete. That's it. Thanks everyone for taking the time. If you have any questions or if you think this could be a good fit for your lab, please reach out to me at Mitch, M-I-T-C-H, at Sparrow, SPAERO.bio, or you can click the link on the website, send us a message. Have a good day. See you later.